All right. Just a quick word of thanks to our partners for this event. We have with us Fateh Technologies, Brand Idea, Silver Campaigns, ShopX, Britti Media, who are supporting us for this program, and I extend our heartfelt gratitude for the endorsement for the event. So without further ado, we'll start with the sessions now. I would like to introduce our first speaker for the day. We have with us Mr. Sarabjit Singh. Just to give a brief background about his expertise, he is the director and CEO with Fateh Technologies Private Limited. Mr. Sarabjit Singh Puri is an engineering graduate with instrumental technology and is a founder, director and CEO of Fateh Technologies, serving rural India since 2003. He is into the rural communication and branding segment and helps the companies to reach rural India. He has run many outdoor BTL and ATL campaigns for MNCs like Bayer, DuPont, BASF, and has strategically built many brands in rural India. He has pioneered the concept of localized agri call center for agri companies in India and is now serving many MNCs in this concept. One of his latest venture is in the field of HR. He's founded a startup called Green Orange HR Private Limited, which helps provide manpower to companies for rural India. And the vision of Green Orange HR is to act as a bridge between colleges and industry. Mr. Singh, can we have you on the podium, please? So Mr. Singh is going to, as he mentioned earlier in the morning, he's actually traveled the length and breadth of rural India, and you can actually see the reflection of rural hinterland with him. And he will share some of the perspectives as to what the marketers can gear up with in terms of exploring rural markets.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Namaskar. As we are talking about Bharat, so I say Namaskar. So first of all, आप लोगों को बहुत बहुत महिला दिन से बधाई. So I should start with the Hindi thing. As you know, we are from rural. So most difficult question these days, and most important question also these days, how to reach rural India. And I say, don't reach rural India, win rural India. We are here to help you out how to reach rural India and how to win rural India by developing a model or connecting with the people in order to improve their lifestyle, their income, as well as your income. And by helping your company, your people, your products to reach those places which need your product the most. This is what today I am going to speak. So first I will be discussing about what exactly we will be doing, the basic things which most of the marketing guys actually know. But these are the basic principles which will be used everywhere. First of all, identify the market. And this is the most difficult and the most important part in starting a campaign, in any campaign. Because if you talk to anybody, people say, I work pan-India. This product is meant for everybody. No, this is not the right way of selling it. It has to be specific, identified market. So first point is identify the proper market, find the proper potential targets in order to reach the people. Second is right positioning of the product. Even after identification of the market, you have to position your product in a proper fashion. It should go directly into the minds of the people, and they should understand the quality, the use, and what exactly betterment this product will move into their lives, will give into their lives. That is more important. Third is entering the market. After you identify the market and right positioning is being done, you have to enter the market. And that is another strategic alliances with the local entrepreneurs, which you people have to do. And in order to find out the right local entrepreneurs with a sustainability model in which there is a win-win situation. Both the parties should win. both the parties should win, rather all the three parties should win. Third is your consumer, end consumer. All the three parties should win. That should be the model. So we will discuss in detail about this. Fourth is establishing in the market. After you identify the market and enter the market, then you have to establish yourself and build up a span of your product. You have to plan the span of the product. Every product cannot be, eternal. No product can be eternal. As it is made by human beings and humans are not eternal, so the products cannot be eternal. They will die after some time. But you have to plan their life. How long this product can be continued, and the longer the product can be continued, I would say more profitability a company can get out. Then retaining the market. Next level of the problem comes in when you establish in the market. Then Me Too companies crop up. I also have a product that is cheaper. It is the same thing, there is no difference. These things all the people who are having established products can see many things. So these things are coming. So these days, this is also a very big challenge for the companies, how to handle that. And especially in rural areas where anybody can, because the rural guys can be easily molded, they can be easily, I would say, because they are dependent on relations. Rural guys are dependent on relations. A person who is selling the product is known to the consumer from the last many generations. And if he says, this is my guarantee, you just take it, then suddenly he will buy it. So in that case, you have to be proactive in your positioning, in your teaching of the product, that they should be able to buy that. So first part will be starting with identify the market. The first and the foremost point, you cannot put the product directly into the market. You have to find out, first of all, sets of the consumers. A consumers, B consumers. A doesn't mean quality consumers. A means one set of consumers. B means second set of consumers. C means third set of consumers. D means fourth set of consumers. It depends how many set of consumers you make. Maybe like the people do surveys. Only a small bunch and they are able to understand overall mentality of that particular class or a segment. So segmentation has to be done in a proper fashion. So you have to find out whether the segment should be done on financial basis or area basis or position basis, age basis, whatever. The segmentations can be done on different basis depending on the product, because I am talking in general. So here I am not able to we cannot specifically answer those questions. But if you have specific product, of course you have specific products in your mind or services in your mind, like insurance services are a different way to sell, or consumer product have a different way to sell, cement have a different way to sell, agrochemical have a different way to sell. So everybody have a different ways of making segmentation. For example, let me take an example of agrochemical industry. In agrochemicals, they say farmer segmentations can be done in a different way. I can give you an example. For example, they say farmer having more than 10 acres is one way of segmentation. Farmer having more than 10 acres, more than 50 acres, between 5 and 10 acres, less than 5 acres. This way. I'll give you a very, very, very good example. If you want to sell a paddy seed, which farmers will you target? More than 50 acres, more than 10 acres, between 5 and 10 acres, less than 5 acres. A hybrid paddy seed, which will you target? Anybody can answer, no problems. It is an interactive session, guys. What do you think? More than 50 acres? But the maximum, no, less than 5 acres. Maximum of the hybrid seed goes to less than 5 acres. This is the beauty and this is the importance of checking and testing your segment. 90% of the revenue comes from the marginal farmers to every company in hybrid paddy seed. This is an example. Second one type of segmentation in agrochemical can be whether a farmer grows a paddy or a cotton or a soybean or a wheat. Which crop does he sow? If you have a product for cotton only, why would you go to a paddy farmer? So you have to go for different segmentations. What type of product you have and what exactly you have to go for. These are the kind of things which you have to think. Every product cannot be sold to everybody. So why should we waste our energy on the people who are not going to buy your product or who are comparatively lesser requirement of that particular product. So you have to put in more energy. In the starting days, when you are just entering the market, you need more energy and you need complete energy to be put to the right customer, so that the product actually is being. So first of all, the segmentation has to be done in different out-of-box thinkings. Go to whatever different types of segmentations you can do for a customer, then test the product in a small just small numbers. Test it, record it, and then certainly you will be able to find. And one more thing I would like to tell you. A single segment it is not possible that a single particular segment will do good sales in a particular region. Region-wise also different segments will be giving you different sales. This is also possible because India is a very diverse country, and even as every state of India is like a country. You know it. So it is not that. So you have to check it out whether even in some places people having large chunks of land are marginal farmers. There are places in India people are having more than 20 acres as also marginal farmers. Whereas there are some areas where people are having only 5 acres of land and they are not marginal farmers, they are rich farmers. So it depends what kind of crop it is, how you do the segmentation, and even if you are selling goggles, will you target a marginal farmer of 20 acres or a rich farmer of 5 acres? Of course, but you have to think which particular crop is being grown in that particular region. If there is a chili farmer, 2 acres is enough. And if it is a soybean farmer, 20 acres is less. So this is how you have to think what exactly you are going to do. Now, after testing, you will get some data. After the data, you can analyze that this is a set of customers, 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, 4 set. So you can categorize them, A customers. On what basis you are going to categorize them? Sorry. First is instant need. Instant need. Which customer needs it instantly? There are customers who need your product instantly. Of course, if you are not going to sell it, somebody else is going to sell it. But they need it. Second is fast adaptation. This is very important. Particular segment adapts to the new products very quickly, and another segment do not adapt. I'll give you an example. Multinational companies, whenever they start giving a new product, they mostly move into northern markets in Punjab and Haryana. Why? Because people adapt to the new products. And there is a problem of adaptation also. If your product is already established, it will be cleaned up also that fast. So the markets, you have to be very careful. But if you have a new product, so the segment which can adapt to your product immediately, quickly, that particular segment you should select. Third is, of course, you guys are marketing guys, boss, sales guys, lesser credit. So the customer which wants to give you money instantly should be your first preference. Even we believe in it. So when you will be following these criteria, then of course reaching a customer, per customer cost will be comparatively lower. That you can actually calculate also. You guys are all having ERPs and all that stuff. Then certainly you can actually calculate how much cost has been put in to reach a particular customer even during the testing phase. But of course the numbers and the challenges and the situations may change during the course of time. But still, I think there can be flexibility in the plans, but still you have to focus on the area where the cost per reaching a customer has to be low. Yes, there is a very great analysis and a great story about Henry Ford. At the time when the cars were made by hand and there was not a mass scale production of cars, normally the cars rates were around $360 to $400. But Henry Ford studied the market and he found out one thing: the car rate should be less than $200 in order to sell it in mass scale. And he knew, if I go to the existing market of vendors, they will not be able to make a car of $200, which they can sell at $200. So he innovatively worked on that and built a car at a lower price and sold it at $200, and he became a super hit guy. This is what you guys have to think about your product. I'm not saying get vendors on lower price, but there is a balance between price and a mass sale. If you are improving the price, then certainly the number of customers will reduce. But if you are reducing the price, then certainly your profitability is also reducing. So you have to make a balance at a particular. So that balance has to be done. Of course, this is being done by the companies at different places, but this is one of the most important thing in part of it. Then we have selected the segments. We have selected one segment, second segment, third segment. Different segments have come up. Now what is the span of that segment till saturation, reaching a saturation level? That span has to be, you cannot calculate it exactly, but it has to be some level of thought. You're reaching around 50% of the thing is a saturation, or a 60% is a saturation, or a 70% is a saturation. So this is what exactly you have to think about. We have to reach up to this level, 50% of this A segment, then and only then we'll move into the B segment. Because it is not like that they are not your customers. They are your customers, but they are not A quality customers, they are B quality customers. But if you want to make a brand, a big brand, then certainly you have to reach the B category customers also and the C category customers also. So in order to reach the B category customers, you should reach at a level of A category levels first. Then you can move into B category levels. A will also increase, B will also start increasing, and slowly you can move into the C. So this span of growth of the customers is basically the life cycle of the product end of the day. Because when the product growth stops, then the decline of the products actually automatically starts. And the focus of the companies also becomes comparatively lesser and lesser. They are having lesser budgets in order to put on marketing and for growth. As you know, the cost for reaching a customer goes higher. So the next point is right positioning of the product. If I am going a bit faster, you can tell me. But he has given me very less time, and we have to reach the rural market. So it will take some time. As we have already discussed about the price and the market balance, then certainly, first of all, price band as per the quality and the customer selection has to be done in a proper fashion. Like Mercedes cannot be sold at a lower price, even if it is of a bad quality. So that's the point. So these are the things which you have to take in, because if you have selected a particular range of customers, you cannot sell it at a different price of the mindset of the customer. Now comes the colors. Now you have to think about, if you guys are into that level of things, I don't know, everybody may not be, but tomorrow you may reach into that things where you have to select the colors of the packings and all that. So there lies the importance which you have done earlier about the testing. Which segment is actually going to buy the product? You have to take care of those things. Which particular segment buy for selecting the colors of the packing, designs on the packing, or what exactly you want to give message on the packing. the taglines which you select. Of course, advertising agencies also do that, but I don't know how many advertising agencies get their data before that. What exactly the segment of the focused part. Of course, many companies get that also, but data I don't know how many people get that. Then, for the positioning, we have to select the retailers and the distributors. You people are into it, many guys are into it, selecting the retailers and the distributors. And the basic criteria for selecting the retailers and the distributors is very good. Already in the companies, it is very good. First is he should have money. Second, he should be willing to give the money to you. So only two criteria. First is he should have the money to buy your product, and secondly he should be well connected with the market, with the customer, and thirdly and there are many more things which can be taken care of for the guys who have not been into sales. Specifically, first of all, the most important part is consumer network. Consumer network of a particular dealer. Second, which brands he is already selling. Which brands he is already selling, so that he should be selling the similar brands. Sometimes out of box, similar brand doesn't mean of the same category. Sometimes out of box working also works. Like if a cement company goes to an agrochemical or a consumer-based dealer, but he should be of the same level. The brand should be of the same level. That is more important. They may not be from the same category. I don't say Ambuja Cement should go to ACC Cement dealer. I say Ambuja Cement can go to a Bayer dealer. Of course. And dealers, that way you can reach to those customers where already your basic dealer have not reached. And he also knows then segmentation can be done on the basis of how much crop production is being done by this particular farm. So if these ways some companies are successful in doing these kind of experiments also. So you guys can do these kind of experiments also. This is a different thing. Now comes to my line. Actually, I am an advertising guy. Of course, he told you wrongly that I did engineering. Of course, I did engineering, but I didn't did it. So I have not used it at all, neither my degree nor my engineering skills. So for a certificate, yes, I have not. But otherwise, I am a completely rural guy. My grandfather was a farmer. My father moved into his job and all that. And still we have a land, I handle that land. I'm a farmer as well. So I'm connected with the farming community, I'm connected with the rural areas. I started from a very small city called Bhatinda in Punjab in 2003, and slowly we expanded across the country. And I came here in Mumbai in the last 2.5-3 years, and I opened an office there. I bought an office in Fort, and I am now settled in Bombay. Not settled, rather I don't like the word settled. I am now based in Bombay. So as far as advertising and educational tools, this is very important. I am talking about educational tools for the customer. See, there is a difference between advertising and educational tools. Advertising is done in urban areas. Education is done in rural areas. You have to educate the rural areas. Advertising will not work. In rural areas, it is not only the looks. You have to tell the technical details to the farmer or to the rural areas. You have to tell them this how exactly it is better. Why your product is better than the other products. Because the rural area guys are doing so many technical things on their own. Where in urban areas, they are not doing these things on their own. They get it from the different people. People do it for them. But if you can see any rural area guy, handling his own equipment, or maybe he's a sort of a mechanic also. He can do some electrical work also, because you cannot find an electrician in a village so that somebody can put his fuse. But I can guarantee you in Mumbai nobody can put a fuse. Very less children can actually understand what exactly a fuse is. But he can do that. So he understands something about technicality. So we people have to build up not advertisements. We have to build up basically educational tools. So we have to move into a bit of technical things into everything. Technical things, which is very, very important as far as rural India is concerned. And as far as these tools are concerned, we have to go for the awareness of the brand. How exactly we can go for the awareness of the brand? There are different types of awareness tools being used. We use a lot of tools, we are into a lot of services as a company. Fateh as a company are into a lot of services, and all these services we have not created ourselves, rather our customers have actually asked us to do it for them, and slowly we worked on them and we have slowly developed them at another level. And we are still innovating on them to make the connections between the conventional things and the digital things which are coming in. Somewhere there is an engineering. So the digital and the conventional things are being connected, and slowly we can come. Like road shows. This is the most important activity in rural India. Most important activity is a road show. Like you have to reach the customer first and tell him what my brand is, what my product is. Then you can go for follow-up things. Like hoardings, TV ads, everything can work. But first of all, you have to move into the market and tell them this is our product is, why it is better. So it is like a one-to-one interaction with the customer. This is a road show for Hyundai. We have done it in Maharashtra only. This is one sort of road show. This is for tractor company, this is for another company. These are different states we work. We work across the country, but we do not work from a single place. India cannot be handled from a single place. We have to handle our branding, educational tools from a local areas. Because we need language to be okay. We need everywhere people has to understand the local areas, and we normally try to have a operational office which should operate around not more than 200 kilometers around it. Not more than 200. We try to do that. So that this is for Mosaic, this is for some other company. So this is you see, this is a LED which has been put inside. There's some theater is going on, some people are watching it. This is the actual product. So these people having products, we can have a dummy products on it. Except that we can have some, this is for Honda pumps, the Honda pump, the real pumps, actual pumps are being shown. Then these are follow-up things, hoardings. Once you have interacted with the first thing for a new product should go for a road show. This is our experience in the last many years. Maybe somebody else can have a different experience. First thing should go for road shows. Second is hoardings. And hoardings in those areas where you have already done a road show. Don't put hoardings where you have not done a road show. This is hoardings. And this is a dealer board or dealer shops. As you know, in rural areas, dealer shops are like this one. These are like kind of call centers we run. We also run call centers as Mr. Deshpande was talking about this model, that we have call centers who are into different local areas and who talk in different local languages, and the people are taken from rural India. And most of them, rather in our case, 100% of them are Hindu. So we do that. We have local call centers. They talk in a local language. We have already running a customer care number for Bayer Crop Science and many other companies, for veterinary companies and many other companies we are working for them. And we work both ways, like outbound as well as inbound. Customer can call them and ask some questions. And outbound means we have a database and we have built up a campaign out of it and we can call a customer. So both ways it can be done. We can use it for surveys, we can use it for dealer, distributor, competitive analysis, or maybe whatever kind of stuff. Even we can use it for getting reports from our own team which are deep into the business. And this is another important things in order to reach the masses, that is rural events. Rural events are of different types. This is a different type of rural event in which product was, Bear Crop Science actually launched the product, and that it is a mandi event in which a single mandi is having minimum 1,000 farmers were taken there, and the product was launched inside a mandi where even dealers and distributors can see. And this was a kind of concept. And other than that, we participate in Kisan Melas. Many companies participate in farmer fairs, in English we call it. Otherwise, actually, it's Kisan Mela. And these days, the very beautiful stalls are also being made by different companies, and even cars and tractor companies, of course, are there. Even cars and even high-end cars have also started coming in, because rural India is slowly becoming richer day by day. So these all kind of activities we do. Then there is, in short form you call it POS, in long term you call it point of sale, and in our Desi English language we call it shopkeepers, and in Desi Bhasha we call them Seths. So this is the Seth point. So we have to, this is the point of sale is sale, the time of point of sale, like the time of point of sale, everything has a timing, like running a vehicle campaign before actually the season of the product, and hoardings and boards have to be after starting of the vehicle campaigns, and this has to be at the time of the purchase, exactly at the time of the purchase has to be done. And you can even categorize your dealers into A, B and C, and you may have 10 items, out of which all 10 should go to A category, 7 should go to B category, or 5 should go to C category. These kind of stuff can be done. So these kind of stuff you can in a way reduce your cost a bit, or you can calculate what type of category this dealer is and how much money we have to put in for the branding activities. One another very big area in advertising is wall paintings, and this is a wall painting we do almost across the country. And wall paintings are of two types. One is normal wall painting, second is a digital wall painting, which is these days becoming more popular, but it is very expensive. Like you can do almost 4 times of this wall painting than like 4 square foot versus 1 square foot. It depends how you think. It depends what kind of product you have. If it is very complex design, colorful product, then certainly going for this may not help you, and you need a digital wall painting. So these are 2 types of wall painting. Then these are the gift items these are free gift items which are being given, or these are some dealer things, or maybe some farmers who are buying something and then you can give in a scheme. All these activities we actually help, it will help you guys in improving your brand visibility, in improving your things. Shut up, sir. You have more service. So I'll take just 2-3 minutes. So POP material, you guys know everybody, and we provide POP material at a local level. We'll provide you POP material at a local level, reducing your logistic costs, reducing your time, and helping in other way. Branding, movies, films. So he's saying I have to be faster, so I make a lot of films. I'll be a bit faster. Now entering the market. So you have already chosen a retailer and a distributor, which we have already discussed. Branding and placement in resonance with each other. Branding and placement. Sometimes we do branding at a where the placement is lesser or our distributor is weak. Sometimes people think the distributor is weak, this area is weak, let's do more branding here. No, this is the wrong concept. Distributor is high, sale is high, do more branding there. Your growth will be much higher. Instead of going for a branding at a lower place, that will also work because you need to grow that area also, but that doesn't mean you put more money than the area which is stronger. Go to the stronger area first, that will give you more growth. This is one of the most important things which companies normally do not do. That is, once you have started establishing in the market, then the product starts flowing. Then at that time we need a push in the market in order to establish ourselves in a proper fashion. So we have to find out. We have to get the data of the customers first. Start getting the data of the customers. There are different ways of getting data. We can help you out if you come in one-to-one. This is not the right thing to discuss in detail. Then we can connect customers through various methods. We do use different methodology in order to connect with our customers. Then customer reference program. Nobody uses. Very less companies really uses it. And if they uses it, they are not using the data which comes out of it. The customer reference program can be used in a proper fashion. Reaching mass scale through improvement in market placement. First level of placement, then second level of placement, then third level of placement are not planned. Normally the planning is done at the first level of placement only. Then think yaar badhani hai to chalo ek aur level bana. It should be planned beforehand. Retaining the market. When you are a strong leader in the market, then Me Too, copycat brands just come in. They are the basic problem in tackling. There is a lot of problem in tackling those brands. Of course, for that you have to be proactive. First is proactiveness of the company, original company. Second, training of the sales force. Many companies think, and many salespersons also think, मेरे से ज़्यादा sales किसी को आता नहीं. मैंने 15 साल सेल में लगाया, मेरे से ज़्यादा सेल्स किसी को आता नहीं. ये मेरे को क्या सेल्स सिखाएगा, मेरे को सब आता है. मैंने बड़े बड़े सेठों से पैसा लिया. Right? But it's not right. Training has to be done. Training has to be done. Training of the sales force is the most important. Rather, it should be done every time. It should be done every time. But at the time while you are retaining your market, the training has to be done, because specific message, a strategic message, and a uniform strategic message should go from the team to the market, and market will automatically respond when the uniform message actually goes back. And how will you give a uniform strategic message if you don't train your staff? Then customer retention programs like free service checkup camps or some kind of, we can talk about like something. The customer retention programs can be worked on. So I've already told you, discussed about it. Rural brand activation should be done from a regional place for best efficiency and effectiveness, and that is what we do. This is our presence. We are present in almost all major parts of the country, and there are some offices which will be soon opening, and we can help you out in building your brand in almost 75 to 80% of the part of the country. Thank you very much. If you think rural, then think fun. Thank you very much. So, any questions if you have? If he permits me, he's not there. You can ask.
Wall painting.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean wall painting.
Don't ask the price only.
No, no. I'm asking a different question. Wall painting, the challenge. Like, how do you actually measure the outcome of a wall painting? Because if you do small, it's of no use. If you do big, it costs money. I don't know whether it's going to give you a thing. Normally, what happens? A dealer puts a pressure of wall painting karao, sale badhega, wall painting karao, sale badhega. So, whether a wall painting should bring the customer to the counter or should it recall the brand? What is the purpose of wall painting and how do you actually utilize wall painting?
Fantastic. There are 2-3 things connected with it. First of all, it's not only wall painting which will work. What you have written on the wall painting. Normally, wall painting is used as giving an information that yes, this is a product which can be used. Wall painting is not used in order to attract the customer to the shop. If you are wall painting near a dealer, first of all, wall painting, where you are doing a wall painting, normally it is not worked out very well by the companies. जैसे कि यार इस एरिया में ऐसे कर 50,000 स्क्वायर फुट कर. This is what we do. 50,000 स्क्वायर फुट पेंटर को कुछ लेना देना नहीं, आपकी टारगेट मार्केट क्या है, आपको किधर क्या करने का है, उस पर थोड़ी मेहनत नहीं करते हैं. You have to work out on the things, which walls should be selected first of all. And the people who select the walls in the companies are the people who are in the last rung. So क्या करना है? When we are putting in money for something, we should be careful while select. I don't say put so much money. The amount of money put in the wall painting is much more than it gives you the out. The reason is this only. First is you are not selecting the wall painting place in a proper fashion. Do it less, but do it in a proper fashion where the target market is actually watching. खेत के अंदर साइड में करके उधर करके वॉल पेंटिंग कर दी, आपको फोटो खींच के भेज दी, आपको बिल पास करना ही पड़ेगा, आपने बोला उसने कर दी, हो गया. उधर से कोई जाता नहीं आता नहीं, what how come it is going to happen? Second is rural India to urban India, there is only one way. There are not two ways. Either a road goes from rural India to urban India to buy a product, and he comes back after buying a product. You have painted a wall when he is coming back. How will it affect? How will it affect? Person is coming back from the city to his village, and you have painted a wall on this side.
The transaction is already completed, so this is
Wasted. These are the few things which should be taken. This is one thing, this is a small thing. Then you have put in a wall painting, you have seen wall paintings here. Does it give you any message? Have the dealer's name or proper thing. Dealer name कैसे लिखते हैं? ऐसे मतलब हमारा है ही नहीं वो, कंपनी का पार्टी नहीं है. कैसे भी लिख दो यार, नाम गलत हो गया चलेगा, नंबर गलत हो गया चलेगा, सब कुछ होता है. He is the real part. He is the person who is going to sell your products, boss.
Regarding wall painting, just
Oh,
do you think so? What I feel regarding wall paintings is mostly because of for a brand recall.
Yes.
To sell a product, and it's so far I feel a wall painting is very industry specific. If you see in India, mostly cement companies and these all these hosiery companies, they do wall paintings because the wall painting is always supported by their ATL activities. If you see the wall painting, generally, if I am not a consumer of that particular product, I will say this wall painting of so and so company, not the product. If I am a consumer of that product, I will say this is a wall painting of that product because I can connect to them. So far, I feel. So, generally, wall painting, if you are doing wall painting, it will help you to a recall, not to selling a product. And once somebody is seeing, it's totally a second phase of marketing. Once you have introduced a product and a product has reached to a threshold level and it has some population of consumers, not an initial level. And that's why in India you can see that mostly cement companies, a company like Patanjali, a company like you can say the hosiery companies do the work. If you travel the length and breadth of this company, and some of the the agriculture input company. Okay. From your presentation, what I can figure it out, most of the example you have taken from the agrochemical industry, so far I can see. And whatever the activity you talked about is I think so last 15 years back also these activities would have been done.
right.
So any innovative approach you are saying that, any innovative things which can be considered as a low cost media, like what is your plan in digital, how to, because the mobile penetration has gone to the each and every hand. So can you have any activity which is in a digital platform? Because running a van and all those things, I think so, everybody is doing last 20 years and 30 years. So that activity I feel has reached to its plateau. So I just want to know a very specific things from your point of view. What are the things you have an idea on digital platform? How to reach the customer on digital platform? What are the activity your companies are doing? Because all those things are traditional approach. I don't think so. A company do 100 crore. I can see a HPM. You have that's a 100 crore company. They are also doing this kind of activity and reaching to a certain level of customer. So do you have any digital ecosystem where you can offer a service?
Very good. This is a fantastic thing. Actually, we are moving in that direction only. All these activities you cannot reduce it to zero. Even if we talk about digital model. Yes, of course, I have talked about this beforehand also, that we are actually connecting a digital and a conventional things together. Like in a vehicle campaign, we are handling the vehicle campaign with the help of a call center as well as getting the report on daily basis. And secondly, we are now connecting it with the GPS. We have started GPS also. So that connecting vehicle with the digital things. And thirdly, now we will be slowly moving into a digital app and a ERP connection of the vehicle campaign. You see, you cannot completely finish a particular thing and just move only on digital. That is not possible because the rural India, it depends which segment you are talking about. Maybe a particular segment of rural India may be on digital, but on which digital is a very big word, you see. On which particular website, particular internet site.
Why I'm telling you, because whatever the example you have given, like Bayer Crop Science, they have off-roll guy more than 3,000
Right.
across the country.
Right?
Not lots of company having off-roll 3,000 people working on a street.
Right.
Take my example. I work for a tire company. We don't have a 3,000 off-roll guy in a field. So once I'm putting a dealer gate, I don't have a guy who can daily monitor the status of dealer gate or something else. I think so lots of people would be here. They don't have as many number of off-roll guy in the field. So if you see the kind of ecosystem you are working in, agriculture ecosystem, all the companies having minimum 500, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000 people off-road,
Right.
which most of the company don't keep
Right.
because of manpower. Because I can see the example of Dhanuka Agritech also
Right,
here,
right.
that they have also 1,000 people
Yeah, of course.
off-road. So the monitoring of these activities for that company, like a tire company like me, I can't do that. I can't hire to the 2,000, 3,000 people off-road. So that all these activity monitoring is a Herculean task. So can any agency can give opportunity so that on a low-cost media we can reach to the customer, rural customer and all those things without having these numbers of people.
Yes, of course. See, first we have to collect data. We are already having a lot of data, and of course we are collecting more data as far as farmers are concerned or a rural customer is concerned. Of course, their data can be used in order to connect with the help of a call centers or maybe using digital like WhatsApp campaigns or maybe other multimedia or a digital campaigns which can go directly on his phone. That is possible. That is, I don't say this is not possible. We are doing it already for the companies. That is possible, of course. This is a comparatively low cost also, but how much it has actually converted into the sales, that I can't say. How much that actually have converted into the sales, that I can say, because as far as my rural India is concerned, if you take example of even Patanjali, I would say they have opened up so many stores in the local areas. They are actually interacting on one-to-one basis with the people. And they are having one Ayurvedic doctor also sitting in the store. So one-to-one interaction has to be there in order to connect with the rural India, I would say. It is not possible without having a one-to-one interaction that you will be able to increase the sales. And that is their strength. That is their strength.
I would just like to, I have 2 points which
Excuse me.
basically,
Sorry, we've overshot the time on this session.
Okay, no problem.
Mr. Singh is available for the entire day, so you're
Available for the entire year though.
okay, no problem. Easy.
And I would request you all please note down your question. If for whatever reasons we are not covering it now, towards the end of the day we have a round table discussion, please put it forward there.
Perfect.
Okay? I just need to manage this flow for the rest of the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Indeed is a very passionate guy, and I'm glad he is very proactive about sharing his experiences. Quickly moving on to the next session.